don't know if you can hear me, but I'm in Paris at the train station, hoping to catch a train that should have already left by now. The board says 3 hours delay. And that's just a guess, I have no idea. There's been a massive fire and, you know, whatever. So it's a case of wait and see. You know, with billions of people. Hello everybody, it's, I don't know, it's 1 o'clock in the morning or something. It's late, it's really late. This is Suzanne. There it is, there you go. I take her to all the best places. There was a fire in Paris at Versailles during the day today, and I would have seen some pictures, not of the fire but the train station earlier, but I just wouldn't time. I've done this all the time, it's not good, but you would have seen them. Anyway, we ended up arriving at the station rather than at 5 o'clock. We arrived at the station at gone 11 o'clock at night, which means that all the trains to Saint-Jean, Pied-de-Port, where you stop, walk, have gone, and we're trapped at Bayonne, which is basically, you know, bottom of France, beyond Bordeaux. It's down there somewhere. So we're trapped here, and there are no taxis because there's a festival. I'm going to show you the festival people. 1 second, I'm just going to stop. This is a train full of festival people going home after the festival. So you see the platform? Yeah. They're going home after the festival. I don't think it's ended yet, but there's obviously been a few lightweights. This is probably an early lightweight train. There's probably going to be some more later. So there you go. So that's what this is. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, there's a festival. We arrived and there's a festival. We looked around. All the hotels are full. All full. No, that's my hand. No taxis. Nothing. So. We're kind of remaining the responsibility of SNCF, the train company, so they've allowed us to stay on the platform. Suzanne's now just back in the world and living again. Having not slept at all, she just lay there for a bit because this is really uncomfortable. Hard bench, I mean really hard bench. So anyway, this is Friday. We're supposed to be walking on Saturday. We had a hotel in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, the town where we start. Obviously we've lost the hotel. We're still in Bayonne, so we will hopefully catch the early train to Bayonne and then start walking, having not slept. So we're sleeping rough, basically. So if you want a real Camino experience, yes, try sleeping rough. When you've got nothing to do, no tent or anything like that, just on a bench, you know. We tend to stay in hotels because we're not roughy tufty like that. So smile, Suzanne, say hello.
Hello.
There you go, see, she said hello. So anyway, so that's what's going on there. Loads of, oh yeah, this is supposed to be psychoanalytic, you know, helping people solve psychological problems. A whole bunch of stuff has come up, and I'm not going to talk about it. It's the middle of the night, I'm just tired. So I'm not going to talk about that. So I'm just saying, you know, this is day 0 still, so not day 1, so technically I don't have to talk about anything.
Although it is 1 o'clock in the morning.
Although it's 1, so that God, so there's.
It is 1 o'clock in the morning, so technically it is day 1.
And technically, hurrah, that's Suzanne's first correction. Everybody take note, that's Suzanne's first correction. Now that it's day 1, she can start correcting me. Although she's been correcting me all day long, it's just not been on film. So.
Just cut it. You're talking about nothing.
See, talking about nothing. I'm going now. Okay, here we go again. Just tried to do this for the second time. Not that you've seen it twice. There's Suzanne. Whoop, blind her. This is Carlos. We're walking towards Orison from Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port. We arrived there at 2 o'clock in the morning because of the trains, and then a taxi from Bayonne. So yeah, 2 o'clock. All the hotels and albergues and hostels and everything are closed. Everything is closed, so there's no point in hanging around there. We could have slept on a bench, but we kind of just figured, why not just walk it? So we've started to walk. So we should get to Orison. We'll do a slow walk. It's our first time this year. So and
We have no supplies.
And we have no supplies, so we're going to stop at Orison to get some supplies. Yeah, a bit hungry actually. It's just dark, as you can see. It's the middle of the night. Well, it's not night, it's middle of the morning. But anyway, yeah. So ramble, persevering. Love to you all. Bye. Oh, it's now Saturday morning. What's the date? 28th now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 28th of July, Saturday morning. Anyway, bye. Hit the button. Yeah, well, it's quite bad. Hello, everybody. Can you see Suzanne? Look at Suzanne, there you go, there's two of us together. Hello, everybody. We are in Roncesvalles. What time did you arrive, darling?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. Okay, so I'm going to say a few things. Okay, if you're watching these videos, what you're going to see is a whiny old man, me, describing his journey across northern Spain, interjected by this person here, correcting things and pointing at my fatal flaws and so on and so forth. So, you know, hey, thanks. So I'm going to now try and sum up what has happened so far. Day 0 ran into day 1. Today being day 1. Day 1 being the day you walk from Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port to Roncesvalles. Day 0 was the day whereby we thought that we were going to, you know, take a nice train journey across France from England and arrive in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port. This did not happen. Basically, big fire, as I said earlier, and the train still died, and we didn't arrive in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port until 2 o'clock in the morning, at which point everything was closed. Yes. So Suzanne, my wife, my glorious wife, decided to suggest we walk to Orison, which is how many k? 8k?
About 8k.
About 8k on the way to Roncesvalles right here, which we did. Now, the issue with this was simply that we'd spent hello everybody again. Was recording earlier. Battery went flat. I was talking about the last 2 days, how day 0 rolled into day 1. Got dumped by SNCF, the train service in France. They abandoned us, having trapped us on their phones, on their trains all day long. They abandoned us at 2 o'clock in the morning in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, and everything's closed at that time, so it wasn't like, you know, oh, here's a hotel or something you can go and stay at. Nope. There was about, I don't know, 15 of us, something like that, and it was just like, fly and be free at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, okay. So, you know, park bench time or whatever. So Suzanne and I walked. Now, the interesting thing about this walk is it was very warm, and it started to rain a little bit, and not rain, but just kind of spit, which was all right because it kind of cooled us down, which was kind of nice. But as we climbed the mountain, started to climb the mountain towards Orison, it started to get a lot colder. Yeah, the temperature dropped quite significantly, by which time we were wet. This is stupid. So we were wet. So we put our ponchos on over there, and it started to rain more and more and more and more and more and more. And fundamentally, we spent the next 11 hours wet and really cold. It was miserable. It was really, really, really miserable. We got to Orison at 5 o'clock, I think. Yeah, 5 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Maybe a little bit beforehand. And obviously Orison also is closed at that time in the morning. So basically we had to sit around for 2 hours in the rain, in the cold rain. And you know, ponchos and these things have a limited lifespan as far as waterproofness is concerned. And we were wet underneath, so you kind of get this, you're damp. Also, you're sweating, so whether you're damp or not to start with, you're sweating, so you kind of get this your own weather cycle going under the poncho, where the water evaporates off you, then condenses on the poncho, then rains back on you, then evaporates off you. So it was cold and miserable. So yeah, 11 hours, got to Roncesvalles at what time? Yeah, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. So we walked the mountain, the Pyrenees, in how many hours?
The whole lot was 7.5.
7.5 hours, which is all right. It's all right. We haven't quite calculated. We took a longer route, so we haven't quite calculated. And we went over the top rather than round. We took the Napoleonic route. Napoleonic or Napoleon route? So yeah, despite being miserable, we were chipper. We were, despite the weather thing being miserable, yes, we kind of kept our spirits up. We've done really well actually. And Suzanne has used this phrase. What you use a positive phrase? Suzanne doesn't speak positively of us, so she's a positive phrase, which was a bit of a stunning thing. So yes, a whole bunch of psychotherapeutic stuff came up. Yeah, but we're in the hotel room. Was outside, now we're inside because the phone went flat, so it's on charge. Sorry about that. I'd rather talk to you outside, but you know, it's rained all day, so there's nothing to see but rain. Over the mountain it was just cloudy, so I wanted to take some pictures, but fundamentally, nah. It was just rainy. A whole bunch of good psychotherapeutic ideas came up, so we'll be discussing them as we go along. Obviously, and as new ones come up, we'll do that. We're trying to do this thing as a psychotherapeutic journey over 33 days, so how you would develop your mind as a process, and then, or you develop yourself, not just your mind, as a process across the 33 days, and then how you would just keep circling through that. Through your year. So yeah, aside from that, I don't know what else to say, so I'm just wasting your time, so apologies for that. Oh yeah, quick there were some statistics that I wanted to give you, but I can't remember them. I'm just tired. Oh yeah, that was it. We haven't slept for 36 hours or something stupid, so we did the whole thing without any sleep. So the last time we slept was Thursday night, and it's now Saturday. Yeah, on the train from Paris to Bayonne. Stop saying. It was packed. I was standing. Suzanne had a seat. I had a seat. I gave a nice seat to a lady. So yeah, so I stood for the journey. Beyond that, anyway, yeah, bye. Miserable face. Actually, just a tired face. Bye.